Clubhouse. Yeah. Yeah. So Legion and an
We have a
Echo
kite
back.
pick. Is kite allowed?
Yeah, Mozzie and Gridlock are the band
Oh,
operators right now.
go ahead.
Yeah. But they just picked off of him anyways. The Barn and the Thermite being brought out quite interesting because they can bring the Maverick. It's odd to see all three hard breaches not being banned on Clubhouse, but it is available to them and they're choosing not to. Maybe they're expecting a church hold, and even on church, Maverick's a good operator, which can allow Hibana to just uh, use some of her utility on the church wall while the Maverick does one of the hatches or the other way around. Let's see how they play this one out as we go underway on round number 1 on Clubhouse. Team JAHAL versus Team Elemento, as our host just set, changing some of the settings. CCTV hold, quite unusual. A lot of teams have reverted back to the old way of defending church first, church being the primary defense site of most of the teams at this point of the meta, but bringing the mirror not being banned on Clubhouse, also something to be noted, because on CCTV, Mira has a lot of places where she can use her utility quite well, towards garage, towards the cache on red stairs, and towards construction inside cache as well. So let's see where she. So there's a soft mirror going on a crouch level towards the server room, the CCTV room. It'll be allow them to have a look out if they decide to breach the wall, and if the bandit tricking fails, they can watch the breach from inside cache quite easily. Hibana just rocking that penta charm on her gun. Zane just looking at a closed wall, a reinforced wall. Yeah, so some of the Hibana pellets were actually tricked by the bandit, and so they only have a small hole to peek through right now. So it's almost like a Maverick hole, a quite large Maverick poke, rather than a Hibana hole that's been opened up. Old Fox still has one of his batteries, so he can still bandit trick, but it'll be very difficult for him to do so. He's challenging this quite aggressively, looking to see if he can find any quick peeks outside this breach, but it doesn't seem very likely. The Jaeger and the Doc inside garage, holding down for as long as possible as we eclipse the halfway point of the round. This soft mirror towards the breach is also very risky if they had an Ash, and unfortunately we do have a disconnect. Well, this is the Pro League, and it won't be a Pro
Welcome
League
to
without
Pro League.
disconnects. It won't be a Pro League without disconnects, as Buck had 3 people actually inside stockroom right now. Slippy just trying to throw the drone through the floor, not working out. Oh, he's right next to that bandit as he scurries off now. Oh. The defenders inside cache are having a hard time trying to stick their ground as Slippy. Yeah, it's very unusual. That looks to be a team kill. Yeah, that was a bad nade. That was a bad thing to do. It's not easy to get those nades right through those holes.
There's only around 40 seconds remaining, and the attackers haven't really challenged the defenders yet.
3 attackers in this lounge area. Hibana peeking the garage. Jaeger? Yeah, that's the Jaeger peeking on. Thatcher just misses some crucial shots onto the Jaeger. The Buck of Slippy finally getting the first frag onto the Wolf, as Mojo has actually returned to the match, but he won't be playing for this round. It's a 4v4 with only 20 seconds left. Thatcher and the Buck just hanging out outside this lounge. Thatcher will finally decide to push into garage. 14 seconds left. This is not looking good for the attackers, as Slippy gets another kill as the Thatcher is down from blue. The Jaeger on the flank from blue, red stairs. Smoke gets a kill onto the barn of Razan. It's a quick flurry of kills. It's down to a 1v1 of Slippy. And Slippy trying to salvage the round as hard as possible, but the last defender starting to run away, save his life, play time, and well played on his part. First round.
That you've heard the line "flurry of kills," you know it's Pro League.
You know it's Pro League. You
No,
know
it's
I'm
Pro
back.
League when it's a flurry of kills.
First round goes to the defenders. Quite unlucky the disconnect over there, but and that was the thermite off the board, so that's quite unlucky. As we go for a church defense this time. still bringing the bandit, so they are anticipating that double hard breach combo being brought out by Team JAHAL. And it'll be interesting to see how they play out on Church this time. The Ash being six picked off to the Sledge, one soft breach to another, but no, the Twitch actually. Maybe they're expecting a mirror play again. No mirror being brought out by the defenders so far, but there is the Capcan, which is an odd pick for sure. But at the same time, if the traps are placed well and the attackers are not aware of them, it can be quite tricky to work around the traps, as the Tush drone might not be able to take care of all of them if the Capcan decides to keep them on himself until the later part stages of the round and puts them on wonky angles like doors that you would not expect the Capcan traps to be on. He is running around the site right now, trying to find as many drones as possible. The dog and Capcan just having a quick meeting inside that door towards tunnel.
The defensive side has not brought any impact nades, so they don't have a rotation between the church and the main armory wall, or either in the blue side. This will be hot. Oh, that is a huge loss for the defensive side. They should have kept that in note before the round started.
Yeah, they've lost one CD4, but they've not lost all of their C4, so that's the thing. But Luffy on that bandit is looking for this aggressive peek from the stock room door. He will run out. Can he catch anything? Unfortunately, the attack is scurried to the cover. That was Slippy on the Thatcher now, moving away from that buck roll. A quick peek from the Twitch. High on Xanax is rushing into garage. Quick, good droning by the attackers, realizing the opportunity inside the lounge. Slippy as well now on the Thatcher, just droning out bar, making sure there's no more roaming presence by the defenders, as this is quite a standard. So all four defenders are now on site. The only roaming presence was that a bandit that was quickly taken care of as we are 1 minute into the round. Twitch just firing into this, pre-firing everything, making sure that there's no one actually flanking or being away on some random angles. She's now pushing towards the main stairs. I, I don't see any drones yet. I haven't seen any drones going around, and yeah, as Rizane is just on the bottom of the basement stairs, is holding a long angle into sight. This is not looking good for the defenders, as they're already a man down. As Ibana just pushes on from the tunnel, the Capcan has been downed. I think that was one missed stem shot by the Dark Wolf on a very aggressive peek from the Moto door. He's just holding that angle, making sure if anyone decides to peek him, they are shut down. He does get one kill on the Twitch to level the man count. He is on very low health. Shyvana inside the dirt tunnel, looking to see if she can make any flanks. The dog has healed himself back up. It's down to a 3v4 with only 1 minute left on the clock. Three people on that bottom of main stairs outside the basement door, as the Thatcher of Slippy will now decide to push on in. The Zofia nades coming in. The Capcan trap finally makes work of the Thatcher. He's on literally one health. He will decide to use his Thatcher nade to get rid of the Thatcher nade actually gets caught by the Jaeger ADS. This is not looking good for the Thatcher. He's on one health, and the Hibana goes down. It's down to a 2v1. This is very winnable for the Valkyrie, but unfortunately, Zofia was on full health, and it was an easy clear by the Zofia on the Valkyrie. Clear comms, I would say, by the end of that round. The attacking comms were finally cleared out.
Yeah, the attacking team didn't really go for any vertical play. We didn't see any peaks from the hatches or any soft breachers in the kitchen. So this was a surprise push. All of them decided to push downstairs from the main stairs into Moto. So
Yeah,
that
it's
was
it's interesting to see that sort of play. Like usually you would at least see some sort of hard breach on a map like Clubhouse. You would see either one of the hatches opened up. When they realized there will be someone inside Moto, they just did not open up the hatch. The only hard breach there was, I think, was the hard breach into Dirt Tunnel that the Hibana did to make that flank. And I think the Hibana got the Capcan. She downed the Capcan, and I don't have the game on my screen yet,
It
so
was a surprise play, but the attacking team pulled it off.
oh yeah, it should be corrected for you now. And yeah, so the defense deciding to go for that church hold was once again not deciding to go to gym bedroom or changing up their sites just yet, as church is known to be the most defendable site on this map. They would want to have this one in their bag so that they can rely on it later on should it come down to overtime or even a 3-3 split. Once again, that double hard breach being brought out. I'm still curious as to why they're not bringing a Maverick. Maybe they just don't have a player that is used to playing the Maverick. They just aren't prepared for those Maverick plays. Veer Malik on the Valkyrie just staying deep inside Arsenal. Uh, with the hatch being forced, with Zane now on the Twitch. There's a lot of role switches going on inside Team JAHAL right now. The Vigil on Rome in the garage catwalk. He is being spotted constantly by the drone of Slippy, but there's no one on the garage door to actually use this information as the Twitch has fallen back. Slippy will just land some free fires on the stairs and just run off to the stockroom door. He will continue to peek back as the Jaeger is on half health as he takes down the Twitch of Rezanes. That's a huge loss, a very huge good gun off the attackers. That's a lot of utility from the Twitch that is off now. And despite the fact that the Jaeger is on half health, he's done his job. He's gotten the Vigil has done his job, but despite the fact that he's on half health, he's still hanging on by the garage. He's deciding not to rotate, as it's a powerful position that, and he can rotate back and easily flank any of the attackers as a late refrag comes on by Hans Zanex on the Thatcher, as we now finally see that vertical play coming out by Team Jahal. The kitchen drop down now being opened up. Hans Zanex is peeking through that, making sure he finds, and Luffy on that Vigil once again gets the sledge, so it's down to a 3v4. Amazing roam by the Vigil by the garage side. He's now gotten 2 casualties, that's 2 nades from the sledge off the board as well. He looks to peek the Thatcher. Thatcher's not prepared for him. He runs out of bullets on his gun, and on Xanax just cleans up the kill, but he's so low on health. He's literally on red health right now as he looks to rotate towards the tunnel, which is reinforced, so that's a curious waste of time. He just goes out and is coming back in now. The motor drop down is also opened up, and Slippy is just looking for anyone who's in motor. There was a lot of motor presence last time they were attacking Church, last round actually, and Slippy just making sure there's no flank coming in. There is someone on main stairs, and if he decides to peek, it'll be an easy kill for the Thermite. Jaeger though, deep inside Arsenal, making sure old Fox on a bandit, just making sure if anyone decides to peek through, go through the main stairs, will get shot down, as Hello is shot down by the Hibana. All down to Old Fox on the bandit. The plant is going down. The down on the Thatcher of Highland Zen. It's a 2v1. Hibana planting the bomb. The defuse will go down, and it's 2v1 with 2 hard breaches versus the only anti-breach bandit. It's a beautiful shot by Thermite. The Slippy Thermite shooting through the hatch. The roles have turned. The bandit was peeking through the hatch, and Slippy was downstairs peeking with the ACOG, having that scope advantage. So a cleanup by the attackers, I would say. Ooh, this does not look good. Hopefully this will clear itself out eventually. And a good round by the attackers, I would say. What do you think?
Yeah, we saw the vertical play this round. We saw all kinds of plays this round, but yeah, and the Vigil roam really pulled it out.
Yeah, despite the fact that Vigil Roam was so effective, he took out so much utility. That sledge would have been so useful inside kitchen to get rid of that Jaeger who was playing deep Arsenal. Yet he decided to go roam hunting for that Vigil, and he just got shot down I don't think there was enough droning on the vigil, even though he's like he has that ability to not be seen, but you can still pinpoint his location somewhat using his aura, I would say, on the drones. I don't know. But yeah, you can pinpoint his locations, but still. No, that he is. So you can sort of pinpoint his location by even though you can't see him. And finally, the defenders, Elemento, decide to move away from that church defense, going back to the first ever defense they won, which was on the CCTV. So this looks like that clock is not shootable anymore. It used to be before, but they just decided to make it permanent. I don't know. The dog with the shield on top of the garage catwalk, not very peculiar to see. It is what a lot of teams would do, so that any teams, if any shield decides to push on in from the garage stairs, it's very difficult for him to actually pressure the person sitting on the catwalk, as the mirror of Wolf is just clearing out the walls. A lot of shotgun play here, a lot of walls being teared down. The diffuser's not been picked up though yet. Like, it's still in spawn, I believe. And the wall though, the wall has been breached. This bandit tricking has not been done this time around, so Wolf now peeking aggressively through this open breach. There's only two guys outside, one prone on the balcony and one just repelling. Now they're just switching angles. If you can see what's happening outside the garage, outside the building right now, that would be great. So yeah, it's the smoke looking through that soft mirror once again. Had they brought the Ash to this round, a beautiful ball bang by Cyanide on that Hibana, and another kill by the Twitch. So it's down to a 5v3 with half the round gone. That's the garage control taken over by the attackers. This is not looking good for the defenders at all. That mirror, that soft mirror on inside Cash will not help the attackers at all, which will be opened up. Can he get the second one? No, unfortunately the drones couldn't go through. Mojo spots one defender on his cams. Beautiful flank from the Jaeger. A flurry of kills, sure, yeah, but that blue flank from the Jaeger was totally unexpected, and the IQ has got a yeah, and the attackers inside garage just don't know what to do, and that's a miss C4. One inside construction actually is pushing through. The Mira is on less than half health, but she can easily mow down this Twitch. So it's the battle of the best guns on the defense and on the attack. Mira versus the Twitch. Mira probably second best gun, and Jaeger actually gets the better of the thermite. So it's down to Twitch of Zane to clutch this round out for the attackers. As the smoke nades now finally coming in, they know that the Twitch is here, and her only point of entry has been blocked off by the smoke. This is not looking good. I don't know how many smoke nades he has. There it goes, another one. 10 seconds left on the board. This is almost unwinnable for the Twitch. She doesn't have the diffuser. She's denied entry into the site. Shots being fired through that cash table. Gets one impact as frag onto Hello, and it's not enough. Defenders win this one out purely on time and coordination on that flank by the Jaeger and the smoke. A good round by the defenders, I would say. They really have that CCTV defense locked down. So deciding not to go to church now, they are going to gym bedroom. Still deciding on their site. This is good to a point that they know that they have a good CCTV hold, but if you don't have any other hold apart from your CCTV, you're going to have a hard time on Clubhouse, which is already a defender favored map. And if you can't defend, if you can't win those defender rounds, you're going to have a really hard time winning your attacker rounds. And this is not going to be a fun second half for you.
I think Twitch could have rotated from the construction window into the main window into CCTV if she wanted to get something out of the 1v3.
Yeah,
But
I think it was just the pressure of that 1v3 that got to her, and I think just the judgment and the information was not there for the Twitch to make that call and make that rotation.
Mehmet, really sorry to interrupt you, but ladies and gentlemen, the audience of our stream, we have the engineer Bunny herself now with us cutting all the way from the bottom of the rabbit hole.
Welcome, Engineer Bunny.
Marine, can you hear us?
Hello? Hello?
Marine, can you hear us?
Yes.
Alright. Cool. Welcome to the
So-
stream, Engineer Bunny. It's good to have you here. We're already underway in the match, so if you could join us, that'll be great.
Yes, I do. I see that. Camera activated.
It's a
I do,
pretty
I see
balanced
that.
map, right? Yeah, it's a pretty balanced map so far. 2-2 on Clubhouse. Not something you see every day, but it is what it is. They only have that CCTV defense locked down. They've won both of their defenses there, but they have decided to go back to church. They lost both of their church defenses before. I don't know what they can possibly do differently, but the attackers though bringing that Monty through the dirt tunnel. he's just pushing in. He's not caring about anything. The
Decides
dog
to run away.
the dog is just so scared from the Monty. Meanwhile, the Thatcher outside has been downed. I think he dropped from the ledge. Yeah, he fell from the roof. So all this third tunnel control has been given away to the Monty, and a kill through the Monty shield to the doorway onto the dock. Doc who first ran away and gave away that control. One person is deep in armory and he will be shot down. So that's sight control for the attackers, but no, a quick double kill by the defenders, and bringing it back down to a 2v3 once again in favor of the defenders, similar to what happened last round, but this time it was quite more quick as we're still halfway through the round. The diffuser's been down inside the tunnel. The attackers still don't have access to it. The Jaeger smoke, the Jaeger mute and the Valkyrie, so that's possibly 2 C4s available to the defenders. That's a very bad place to sit down and drone. You can easily get shot from there. The Valkyrie cam on her as well. Hibana is not clearly ready for the situation, still trying to figure out where they can go from. Slippy now trying to see if he can go through the basement doorway, but it's been barricaded off and his position has been given away, so he will rotate back. Valkyrie, Viranu just holding down the third tunnel. He knows the diffuser has been down there, so he just needs to hold on there, hold the diffuser and run the clock out as there are only 40 seconds left. Slippy on very low health will decide to push this basement doorway. He holds an angle. He knows the docks inside church, 1 and possibly 2 on the diffuser inside Arsenal. This is not an easy push for the Hibana. I like the way they've rotated off that kitchen hatch to get the diffuser and get a different angle onto the defenders, but 20 seconds left on the clock, and there goes Slippy, already low on health, shot down from the Jaeger, and the mute just cleans up the Hibana, who was stuck inside dirt tunnel. So many angles being washed. There was no vision coming out there. That's a big oof right there. What do you think?
It was surprising. I was surprised to see the pick of Monty on the attacking side, but even though they decided to push through the tunnel door, it was easy for the defending side to just have a peek as Monty pushed in. All they had to do was just peek the tunnel door and get the remaining of the attackers.
Yeah. What do you think, Bunny?
Just not a good strat.
Yeah, that was an easy one.
Yeah, I would say that
the
the easy win was all in due part of that Monty being lured into the dirt tunnel, and it was kind of a bait. They baited the Monty to move into sight only for him to be killed.
That was a kill room for the Monty, completely.
Yeah. They were ready for him. They knew that they were going to do a stupid push like that, and they were ready for that this time. And I like how they responded to it.
Yeah, I just wanted to point out that the word stupid doesn't really seem decent enough to be on stream. But it's okay.
Anyways, and now they're finally on this final round of attack. They're going to gym bedroom to finally decide. They can't actually go any other side. So either this or lobby. They're obviously gonna go here. Stockroom and bar. Sorry, yeah. So they're obviously gonna go to gym bedroom here. They've brought a mirror. There's a good strategy where you can put a mirror in facing the construction door and sit on the dumbbell rack inside gym and get a sweet angle, a sweet long angle into the construction doorway. And let's see who they decide to place there. The mirror with the C4 will be quite helpful there, but Rezane on Thermite is pushing towards the stockroom door right now. Slippy is repelling towards the roof. As you have a Maverick being played after so long. They've switched off the Hibana and chosen the Maverick. They have realized that they will be using the Maverick to open the hatch. Very interesting use of utility there, but I don't know what they're thinking, but okay. Anyways, the Jaeger in garage has been, CB actually has been spotted out. Some free fires going through the wall. He's missing out very closely. He's moved on into the garage catwalk now. His position has not yet been given away. Some poor droning by Mojo. He doesn't realize that the person is in garage. His drone will be shot down. That's some poor drone economy by the Zofia there. Okay, yeah, that pick will not happen, but that's half of the round timer burned down. The castle towards the logistics store is an interesting one because I haven't seen that being played yet. So that's one of the defender positions that's been castled off as this Maverick has just dropped into logistics and will poke holes towards the side. He misses the head of the bandit, and that's a free kill, free one tap towards the bandit who doesn't realize that the wall has been Maverick because it's so quiet. High on Zanax with those grenades, can easily shoot. Mira though pushes away from the bathroom and is unable to win that fight with the thermite. That's an easy kill once again. So that's 3 picks for the attackers. That's down to a 3v2. Only the mute and the castle, so that's possibly 1 C4 on the board for the defenders have they not used it. The SMG-11 though put to good use as the Maverick has been shot down. It's all down to the SAS duo of Thermite, Thatcher and Sledge to finish this round off. Sledge just peeking through the Maverick hole that was made before his demise. Misses a sledgehammer. That's where you can see the pressure of the 2v2 first half has started to set. If he decides to throw the C4, he will miss it. But that shows him that the C4 has been used. Some missed shots by the view, and Slippy just quickly reacts to that shotgun and a beautiful move into bathroom to clean up the kill onto the castle. Sled just sitting there inside logistics, holding the angles. Meanwhile, Slippy just moves in with the Thatcher and cleans up the round.
I think the castle placement on the logistic office was a poor choice because all Maverick had to do was just drop down the hatch and make a peek hole, and there was just no way to counter those peek holes. But other than that, it was just poor gunfights from the defensive side.
Yeah, the mirror went down pretty fast as well.
Yeah,
the mirror went down pretty fast.
Yeah, she had no job in pushing that breach.
Yeah,
no way she was gonna win that fight.
She was going in real fast. She was going in real hard, and she shouldn't have.
Yeah, that's just a lapse in judgment, I would say, on behalf of that mirror. But now we're going on a side switch. So Team JAHAL now defending. Let's see how it plays out for these guys now. That they are on the defensive side, and it's a 3-3 on the half. The defenders not getting any advantage from their side in the previous half, so it'll be interesting to see how that works out. The Valkyrie being 6 pick on 2 from the Alibi, an interesting pick. The Alibi is good for roaming. A Valkyrie can be used as a roamer if cameras are positioned in the correct ways. So a CCTV defense and a Valkyrie, interesting pick nonetheless. I would also like to point out on the attacker side, the triple hard breach combo finally being brought out. So the Thermite, Hibana, and Maverick. So that's all possible hard breaches being brought out by Team Elemento. They can easily get rid of anyone who will be sitting next to the server wall. There is no bandit being brought out for a server, for a CCTV defense. That's a pretty interesting choice to make. But yeah, but the mute jammer can easily be shot down by the Maverick now, or the Thatcher can easily shoot down. Mute tricking isn't exactly easy to do, especially on the CCTV wall.
Ren, can we have a look at the scoreboard? The chat wants to have a look at the scoreboard. So we have Veer Malik from the attacking side as a top fragger from Team JAHAL. And we have Flippy from Team JAHAL actually. Top fragger, and Veer Malik from Team ELG. Top fragger.
Elemento.
Elemento.
Team Elemento, yeah. Veer Malik on Elemento. That's one of the Valve cams being spotted as Luffy goes to work with the... This is very risky, but it does work. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the real meta now to open up this wall on this map.
Yeah, he does decide to drop out. They have sustained a lot of damage through those holes, the Thermite and the Maverick. They are on very low health, but the Thermite should be able to easily open up this wall here, and that is most of his job done. Yeah, I think it still is muted. And there we go, the Thermite breach finally goes in. Luffy on half health. Meanwhile, the Jaeger and the Doc have been felled by the attackers as a quick trade coming out. Mute and the Thermite, the Thatcher, sorry.
Do we just see Mute up in the bedroom area? Is he still trying to flank while everyone here is on the breach? Well, yeah, he just got back on side. So we're good now from the defensive side.
Yeah, having that MP5 instead of the shotgun, maybe he's just not comfortable with his SMG11 play. So he just wants that long range capability with the MP5. And 1 minute left to defend 2v4, the Mira and the Mute. So that's two possible C4s on the defender side. Weird. Yeah, this is... Yeah, the Maverick...
That's a lot of sound making.
Yeah, that's a lot of sound making as well. And I think he's going to do the same thing to the other panel as well. He's going to open it in the similar way. And yeah, this is again a wall fall. The entire wall has been breached, but they can't actually walk through that wall. They have to walk through it. Mojo holding on to the red stairs and the site as well. Meanwhile, the attackers have pushed on in. The plant going down. The diffuser has been planted. The site push and it's shot down. It's only the Mira left in a 1v3. She decides to sneak out. She will decide to run, but hello on that Thatcher. Clean up the kill.
Yeah, I don't know what the Mute was staying there, just sprinting into the objective as the diffuser was going down, because that was not a good move. He should have ADS or maybe pre-aimed while he pushed the objective.
I think what he was thinking was that there's someone on the flank towards red stairs, and there will only be one person on the covering the diffuser. So what he did was, when the Mira got the kill, I don't know who it was on the first diffuser, the second guy who ran in, the Mute thought that he wasn't covered, so he just went in to secure that kill while he planted. And so they didn't realize that there was one person still outside covering the diffuser in that 2v3 situation, and that's where the Mute fell, and then the Mira was stuck in an unwinnable situation. The Kite being brought out in a CCTV defense now.
I have to say, the way they breached that wall was the strangest way, but it worked for them. It worked for them.
It did.
But it was the strangest way.
That's not a very conventional way. I'm pretty sure it was the Thermite who wasn't used to the fact that you have to rappel a bit down, further down after you rappel, to actually get the charge dead center, so you can get the entire wall rather than on the top or on the bottom to get like parts of it. You have to get, if you get the Thermite breach on the center, you get the entire wall regardless of the Maverick holes. So maybe that was where
Alright, so we don't have a bandit or a mute this time on the defensive side, so yeah, but
And no
it's
Mira
really
as
hard to
well.
do a kite trick instead of a bandit trick, so he has to time it perfectly, or it's just an easy breach for the attacking side, because they do have
Yeah.
two breaching operators.
Two breaching operators and no Mira being brought out this time. They realized that the Mira was quite useless in the way the Team Elemento is attacking this site, and so they decide to move away and bring out the Vigil instead. An interesting pick. Vigil will probably be roaming around, not inside yet. There we go. He's near the billiards table area, Africa. As this area is so called because it's a maze down there, and it's very difficult to spot anyone because you don't really go through this area off the map if you're attacking CCTV, especially. But the Vigil can actually get some sweet flanks onto the attackers. The attackers, though, are bundled up outside this east wall, outside the server walls.
I don't see any kite tricks, so this is just easy push, easy breach on the main wall.
Yeah,
So
so yeah,
it
there
was,
we go.
as I mentioned before, it was a risky pick from the defending side, but
It didn't
what
work
suits for
out.
best for them.
Two repel onto this left side of the wall. Luffy just needs to shoot that soft wall, and that's possibly a kill onto that guy. I don't know if he's actually behind destructible. Oh shit, yeah, never mind, never mind. Yeah, he's actually on the other side of that undestructible wall. Fair enough, the tush drone will actually just get shot down. Quite a waste of utility, but the Jaeger will back up with a losing 10 health. Hussein on this stock though, inside garage, will get shot down by the Twitch. Twitch getting the angle from, I think this was towards the breach, so he shot her down from the breach. And a refrag coming from the Kaid, who's actually on the flank through the blue lounge to the garage. Vigil inside bedrooms with a lot of spread out defenders right now, waiting to see when the attack will actually converge onto the site so they can actually start
The kite inside the
moving.
garage has been taken down by the Q.
IQ and then the
It's a flurry
thermite,
of
and
kills, Ahmed.
it is in fact a flurry of kills as the Vigil is actually stranded inside construction as a plant is going down, and he will be unable to move into camp.
Oh,
Shot down from red stairs by the IQ. A brilliant read by the attackers, realizing they had sight. They had two people off site and two people on site. They just converged on the people on site before they could do anything else, before they could rotate.
Yeah, I think choosing the defending operators this time was risky, and
Yeah.
it sure did let them down this round.
Yeah, that Kaid pick was definitely not the play. Kaid on Church is alright. I mean, you can do the hatches, you can waste some time, but Kaid tricking the CCTV wall is the most difficult thing to do because it's actually cannot Kaid trick. You can't
yeah.
actually Kaid trick thermite. You can Kaid trick Hibana pellets if you time it right, but not thermite at all. And they had the thermite, so it was quite pointless to bring the um Kaid anyways, and they weren't even bringing him for the shotgun as they had the uh, submachine gun set on him. I'm really confused by that pick. The Kaid,
Yeah,
yeah. So you have,
it's really hard
Yeah,
to time. That's what we were talking about.
it's difficult.
So we have to this. I think they will. Yeah, we have a
so
rehost.
unfortunate. Tell us when we're live.
All right, we are back and we are live. Sorry for those technical difficulties, everybody. We're back with Team Elemento at 5 and Team
JAHAL.
JAHAL at 3. So currently we have Team Elemento picking Thatcher, Twitch, Hibana, Thermite, and IQ, and Team Jahal picking Capcan, Smoke, Jaeger, Alibi, and Rook on the defender side. So let's see how this match goes about. So we're at the preparation phase. We have, all right, currently we have them reinforcing. We got Jaeger putting up them reinforcements.
That Capcan and Alibi pick, I have to say, Capcan was a very influential operator on their attacking half. So it'll be interesting to see how they use him this time around. Now that they're on defending, and how they actually use those Capcan traps to their advantage. The smoke actually opening up this wall does signify that the Rook might look to go for an impact trick later on if they go for, yes, these walls being opened up for the impact tricking as well. So I think they are really preparing for any and all breach scenario possible on the hatches. Apart from that Kaid, which they could have brought in. The Kaid is allowed to be played, but they decided to not bring him, rather bringing the Alibi and the Capcan, two very different operators nonetheless. The Alibi is a very good roller, but let's see how they play her out this time around. Thermite using one of his charges on the third tunnel. Fair enough, fair enough. The opening up a route through there. They don't have a monster this time around, so that'll be interesting to see who decides to push in. Wolf just running into kitchen. Funny.
They're already destroying those Capcan traps as they're going in. They're trying to make sure that everything is clear as they go in. The IQ is making sure. The Hibana is droning in. Very good choice, just to make sure that everything is safe as she goes in as well.
Motor hatch. The motor hatch was left.
The Jaeger just got downed
and killed off by the Twitch drone.
Yes, by the Twitch drone.
Fair enough. That's interesting to see. You don't see that normally every day. So that's blue control given away by the defenders. There's no blue anymore to hold that, and if the attackers can drone that out, that's a lot.
The IQ just got downed as well.
That's the Alibi coming into use, and a double kill by Cyanide on that Alibi on that roam. Once again, he gets the double kill and runs on up the stairs as Luffy on the Twitch moves in through the oil tunnel.
And downs the Capcan.
Yeah, the Capcan is down, and as well as the smoke, who doesn't realize that the Twitch is inside blue right now. That's beautiful play by the Twitch moving.
Yeah, that's the third time Twitch is reloaded to the gun and to reload.
Yeah, the F2 does sometimes have this problem where you're unable to reload it because of its wonky reload animation. That Alibi Prisma being spotted out by the Thermite probably will be called out. Thatcher peeking in from the third tunnel, so that third tunnel will finally be put to good use. And the quick double
Twitch
kill
has
by
been downed.
Yeah, so that's the Twitch from the blue taken care of, and the Thatcher inside third tunnel. So
Thatcher as well has been downed.
That's a lot of control by the attackers, just given away, not watching their flanks, not having any flank control. Thermite moving in from the third tunnel, missing a lot of shots, and finally down. The smoke is all down to Thermite on very low health. 4 seconds left. Can he get the flank down? And she will just drop the hatch. An easy kill for the Alibi. Poor time management by the attackers. At the same time, they were just not focused on their flanks, and the Alibi on that row was just so efficient, so ruthless. Good.
The defenders did have the room very prepared. They did prepare the room so that they could have it ready from every possible angle.
Yeah, they were ready for that retake. Did they lost the sight, they were ready for that retake. There were a lot of soft walls, a lot of breach holes, a lot of bullet holes made, so that retake was made quite easy. and now they're going to a gym bedroom, choosing not to go to CCTV as they lost to it a couple of times. I have to, okay, hold on. The Maverick being brought out with the Thermite and the Hibana, so that's a good addition. The Twitch not being brought out, that's a very strong gun off the board for the attackers, but the Maverick's utility is far more valuable than the Twitch. But the Mira being brought out,
They did bring the Mira back. That's
unfortunate for the that's unfortunate for the attackers as they just six pick off that Twitch. Hussein is making these huge holes towards
But
left
is
side.
the mirror pick unfortunate for the attacking side or the defending side?
I think the
Attacking side
defenders.
won.
No, it's unfortunate for the attackers because they had the Twitch and they unfortunately switched off of the Twitch. And now they can't really deal with these Hibana, with these mirror windows, apart from the Hibana pellets. See how this one plays out. They haven't brought a bandit, so they won't be doing any bandit picking on the jacuzzi wall.
Yeah, but once again we have all three hard breaching operators and the attacking side.
Yeah.
I'm actually interested to see how this plays out.
Yeah, the Maverick will probably go on top to open the logistics hatch, and if they haven't, so they haven't castled off the door towards logistics, so that will not be an easy job for the Maverick this time around. Yeah, so
Would have been
Jaeger,
fun.
the Jaeger hanging out inside CCTV, no, cache room, and this wall hasn't been reinforced. An interesting play, I have to say. The Mira now has full view towards the end of the map from this angle, and she can just deny any rotation, any movement on that balcony. So that's a very smart play, as Cyanide on that alibi once again on that roam, looking to see if anyone is peeking that balcony, but none yet so far. This is a very good angle from the dirt tunnel all the way to the roof. Unfortunately, the way they're playing that angle, there's no one there to actually contest the alibi. Unfortunately, the IQ is shot down by the castle, and the Jaeger is able to be brought back to life, only on 20 health, but he's still brought back to life. The Maverick will now decide to poke holes in. He just sees the mute, and that is an easy kill. He does miss the kill once again. Another defender downed, but not being able to secure the kill on him. Truly unfortunate, as now there's two defenders on less than 50 health, on 20 health exactly. This is not looking good for the defenders, I would say, despite the fact that they are on a man advantage. Hibana moving into cash as two people drop hatch right in front of her. She just comes off at the angle at the wrong time.
Oh, Maverick has been downed.
Oh, truly unfortunate, I would say. The Maverick is down. They don't know that the Maverick has been down. They might know that they've damaged him, but if the Maverick can stay still and not make any noise, they won't know that they've actually downed him. As they might look to drop the hatch to actually revive the player. Only 20 seconds left on the board. That's so much time wasted by the the defenders. It's down to a 4v4 with only 10 seconds left. Maverick has only now started to poke holes in that castle barricade towards the site. Can he open it up? 5 seconds left. The attackers are nowhere near the site. The diffuser is still on that logistics door. Thermite will run in. A team kill, actually, at the end of the round as he's unable to plant the diffuser. I think that was just the rush from the Thatcher that put the alibi off guard, and she just shot her teammate instead of.
I think it was just the excitement and nervousness combined.
Yeah. That gym bedroom defense was very interesting to say the least. They denied any and all entry from that jacuzzi wall. Had they brought an Ash or a Zofia, they could have been easily gained access to that wall. But the defense read into the fact that they will bring all three hard breaches and
All
no
right, so
soft breach.
we have a surprise pick. I'm surprised Zynet is choosing Frost as the defending side chooses to go to CCTV.
Hmm.
Um,
Interesting. There are some places where you can place the frost mats on the garage catwalk that, if you place them right, they just blend into the metal railings of the catwalk, and they're really difficult to spot if you're not looking for them. So had they six picked onto the frost, it would have been even more difficult for the attackers to actually spot those frost mats and deal with them. If a frost mat is placed, well, that wasn't what
Frost
I had.
traps normally are like, I mean, they're your greatest friend and your worst enemy. I don't know. That's how it is for me. You
That's
never
a very
expect them.
Yeah, that's a very great frost mat though. If they usually what the attackers do is they breach the server wall, and when they deal with the person inside garage, they just sprint and waltz this window, the window towards the garage. And if they're not paying attention, that's an easy down, as Mojo is unable to shoot that drone.
Yeah, because once you're rushing in and trying to just rush to the objective, you
Yeah,
don't really notice if there's going to be a frost trap, especially when there's windows. You don't really look down
yeah.
and you get caught by the frost traps.
See, that's where the frost traps shine. That's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to catch you off guard and catch you in the moments with your pants down, and you
And
can't
then
really do
if you
anything
have
about it.
two, just like they put, you shoot
Yeah,
one, you don't think there's no other, you get caught
and
in the second one, which is
and
what he
that's
did.
yeah. And now it's interesting to see that it's a CCTV attack, and the attackers have not brought a Maverick. Bringing a Thermite and a Hibana, that's great, the double heart breach, but Rizane on that Bandit will look to Bandit trick the CCTV wall. Both the Hibana and the Maverick are outside. He will Bandit trick the Hibana pellets, but will be unable to get rid of the Thermite charge as the wall has been breached. So that's a successful hard breach by the double hard breach combo of Thermite and Hibana, and they've just decided to bail on the breach. There's no one there. Oh, now one attack will actually rappel down, I think. But that's the Zofia coming in play from all the way from the roof through the soft wall into the garage catwalk. That is an amazing angle by Old Fox. That very long angle that I didn't think about for like ever. I've never thought about that angle, but that's another kill onto the Bandit of Rizane. Luffy on the Twitch on red stairs, putting the defenders on high alert. 1 minute left on the clock. This is a very efficient attack by Team Elemento this time around.
yeah, they're just ripping the defense apart. There's no way. I don't think there's any way the defense can come back from this. Yeah, it's
This
just
is
not 1v4.
I was cap, yeah, it was just cap can with
very little
20
help.
HP in a dream.
All within himself.
Oh,
20
themselves
HP in
and
a dream.
yeah, and his angles are being washed as well. He will decide to go down. That's the frost mat. There you go.
Yeah, that's the frost mat strat.
Yeah, he would have almost just shot his teammate as well if while he was going for that other.
Or
Captain's
got
just
caught in
saving
the
his
frost
KD.
trap himself as well.
Exactly. That would just
Save
waste.
up, Capcan, save up. Yeah, there we go. You see that
Yeah,
in
the
the chat as
diffusers are
well.
already within the half point. Capcan has been spotted. His position given away. He's stuck inside stock room. There's no way he's getting out of here alive. The Thatcher and
Oh,
the
Capcan gets
Sofia
a
will
kill,
push
actually. Oh,
a
Capcan
double
gets
kill.
Oh.
So he does save his KD and his up, so...
He killed two people.
Yeah, that was a safe
He
play by the
tried.
Capcan. Yeah, he tried his best, but there was no way he was gonna get out of that room alive. He was just trying to hold his best.
It was a
Do his
very
best.
wonderful try, though. Very
Yeah,
wonderful try. It
yeah, I
was
have to say.
20 HP in a dream.
Yeah, definitely 20 HP and a dream. The fact that he actually got those two kills is amazing in of itself because 20 HP in a dream, as you said, is fair enough. The defender's winning off the diffuser not being disabled, and now we're on match point for this fourth match of the first day of Rainbow Six Pro League Season 2, and Team Elemento looking to put Team JAHAL to rest quite quickly. Um, not deciding to go for the gym bedroom defense and going for the church defense instead, despite the fact that the gym bedroom
Uh,
defense was so
we
one-sided.
we just saw a six pick off from a Valkyrie to Bandit, and I don't know why that happened, but because I would have preferred a Valk play instead of a Bandit play.
Yeah, I would prefer that as well, but I think the mentality with the two operators is completely different. So the Valkyrie would put the cams and you would play for picks from inside the sites, but with the Vigil, I think what they're trying to do is they're going to do a double roam with the Vigil and the Alibi. Seeing as the Alibi roam last time around was so successful, they're doubling down on that roam, and maybe they'll try to get more picks this time from that roam rather than just a couple, because last time it was those uh,
Yeah, we're
lack of
just
more picks.
getting news from the admin that 6-6 will be a draw. There will be no overtime as this is the group stage. We uh, have a new format for World League Season 2. So if it's a 6-6, it'll be a draw for both teams, and there will be
Yeah.
1 point for each team.
Yeah, so Team Elemento has in fact secured that 1 point off the draw, and they are looking to go for those 3 points as we are underway in the final round of this matchup. Thermite is opening up the dirt tunnel wall, rocking that black ice skimmer, that 556, so cool.
If it ends up as a draw, that'll be very interesting to see.
Yeah, because
Team,
it'll be a huge shakeup in the group stage. Every team will have to fight for every round, so every round
yeah,
counts.
every round
Gotta
counts.
look out for that.
Yeah. The attacker is looking for a roam clear as Zofia opens up this wall into strip club. Cyanide just stuck in there looking to see how long he can actually challenge two drones just going past him, and no attacker utilizing that information in any way, as Cyanide is just able to rotate back into sides safely without any contention with any attacker as we eclipse the halfway point of the round.
I don't know if Alibi was hiding there or he did make the attacking side notice that she was roaming in the strip club, but whatever it was, she wasted a lot of time, so we're down to half of the
1 minute.
timer now. Yep.
Yeah, we're down to 1 minute, and the job of the Vigil and the Alibi has been done. The Alibi has fallen back to side. Meanwhile, the Vigil is still elusive. There's Zofia still looking to see if she can find the Vigil. The Vigil is nowhere to be seen. He is inside bar. 1 minute left on the clock. The attackers have not done anything yet. He will push out from the bar. Beautiful kill onto Luffy. He will go to see if he can find anyone else. 50 seconds left on the clock. The attacker is just confused and dazed, not knowing what to do. That's just poor droning, I would say, and not being able to drone that Vigil and knowing that he's just hiding there, plain sight. The Thermite will push out and will lose his life to the Vigil. That's beautiful play by Mojo.
It's just 25 seconds to a draw. I think it's most likely to be a draw now.
Yeah, there's no way the attackers are winning this round. The roam coming out from Mojo on that Vigil, looking to challenge the Zofia, but Olfox winning that fight, and another kill by Hello. So it's a 3v3 with only 10 seconds left. They have sight. They can go for the plant defuse. The defuse
They're
going
planting.
down, 3v3. Beautiful shot by Olfox, but he's unable to land the shots. Cyanide for that one
Successfully planted the diffuser.
kill. And oh no, Slippy just
Oh, yeah, it
finishing
went
off.
all wrong for this.
Oh.
It's a draw.
It's a
my
draw.
6-6 draw. Well played. GG, well played in the chat.
So that is game. That is the third and second last game. I think we have another game coming up.
We will
Can we
wait
have a
for
look,
admin
a final look at the scoreboard round?
before we head off for the break.
Oh, also, yeah, we forgot we had a rehost. So, but for now, it's Mojo and Cyanide playing.
Yep. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the final match of the day. It's Team Mystics versus Team Rays, and we will be going through the team rosters of Team Mystics first. Mystics actually were the quarterfinalists of the first season of Pro League, so it'll be interesting to see some roster changes here and there. So it's Godsend, Hellgrinder, Deadeye, Redshift, and Kaki. And on Raze's side, the new team, it's Wicked, Zen, Hyper, Khan, and Noob number one. And now we'll go into the map ban phase. Oregon is the map they're going to be playing. So Bank, Consulate, and Villa being banned out by Mystics. So I think they have their map ban settled out. And now we'll be going into the game. And as you can see, the operator bans are already underway. So both the shields being banned, Blitz and the Montagne being banned on Oregon. What do you have to say for that, Hassan?
Okay. Can you wait on that? Yeah.
I would,
I
I,
was working on
Yeah. How
something.
about you go for it? Yeah. You got any
I
insight
would,
on?
I would do that same thing. I don't like shields. I agree with that. I
Yeah,
don't like
but
Blitz. I don't like Monty.
but you could also ban so many other operators like Jackal or Takabi that are so strong on that roam clear. But Oregon is not very roam. Got sent on that Tachanka. That has to be a panic pick or like, yeah. Going for a vigil with a jackal on the board. They did see that jackal. They know that there is going to be one in play. Maybe they just want to play the vigil because of the jackal and they want to waste the jackal's time for as long as possible. Abhinandan on that Jaeger. The tea is definitely fantastic here.
It is fantastic. It
And
is
here we
just
go.
soft roasting. You can
Yeah,
relate to the context.
yeah. As we go for the laundry defense first time around, if we could just have an overview of the map first round. Oh, never mind. We might be looking for a rehost as Kaki is unable to shoot that drone. Setting up quite a very basic mirror setup, one towards tower, one towards the laundry inside the closet, opening up a wall there. The vigil has sort of reinforced all the hatches inside meeting. Fair enough. They've opened up the wall towards classroom above the laundry hatch. That makes the thermiting the hatch by not thermiting the hatch itself rather than doing the wall next to it to open it up. It's a quite common strategy, and the only way to deal with it is to get rid of the wall next to it altogether. As now the attackers are only bringing the thermite, so no Hibana on the board, but an IQ instead, and a hard counter for the Vigil, as well as the Jackal, who is also a counter. The Jaeger playing very aggressively. He is caught on the drone, so they know that he's playing very aggressively on this laundry stairs. He has just retreated next to the doorway, shoots the drone down, peeks into kitchen. He knows that there is someone there. The Vigil on the camera. Where exactly is he? We don't know yet. If you could just have an overview of the... Yeah, so the Vigil is actually hiding off. This is a very good spot for the Vigil to hide onto because if he climbs the stairs from meeting, there's no way for the attackers to drone him and to know that he's actually up there. Jackal is very close to him. He's right next to him, but he has no idea that the Vigil is hot on his tail. The Twitch will also follow him. The Vigil actually hears the movement across that wall, but he's unable to acts on it. He decides to keep his place. He does have the impact nade, so he can easily flank from here if he wants to, but he just peeks into the meeting. These holes being opened up on top of the laundry wall forces the Jaeger to retreat back, and saying can easily thermite the wall now, and a little peek hole being opened up as well in the classroom. Meanwhile, a C4 kill onto the IQ, so that's a lot of utility on the attacker's defender side that can be saved, and Jackal is down as well. Jaeger actually pushes up, he finishes that kill onto the Jackal, so fair play to him, he didn't lose a lot of health. The smoke canister being pulled up as well, and now the flank from that Vigil inside meeting comes in. He gets rid of the thermite, so it's only the Thatcher and the Twitch fighting to 30 seconds left. This is not looking good. 20 seconds left. They're just trying to figure out, they're trying to just fall back, talk to each other, see what went wrong, where it went wrong, as Godson peeking from the meeting door. Thatcher's right there. I think he just missed the Vigil. He knows that he's there. Twitch gets one impactless frag.
Oh, and he missed it.
Yeah. And the Twitch is finished off by the SMP-11 inside site. So the Twitch actually rotate all the way towards tower construction and just rushed in from there.
That was a very easy win for the defenders right there.
Yeah, that very easy hold, a very good hold, I have to say. That flanked by the Jaeger and the Vigil. The Vigil hold inside the attic was very crucial in that play. When he actually came back, when he came into meeting, the attackers did not know what to do. They realized that they had actually not cleared out meeting itself, and that was where they just lost the round. And now,
I like the glass pick that they did over here. That would be really interesting to see how they're going to use that.
Yeah, glass on the double window inside dorms is a very daunting task for the defenders. That's a lot of rotation inside site that they can just block out, and if they can clear out the small tower, it'll be very, very difficult to get rid of that glass. But at the same time, the defenders bringing a Caveira, a very interesting pick to say the least. I think that's the first Caveira I've seen in Broly Season 2 so far. It'll be interesting to see where he actually plays her, because if he just does the same thing of playing inside the tower, the attic, it'll be very easy for the attackers to actually drone him out, because they will be moving in from the tower side if they go for an attic push, and the Caveira will have a very difficult time to actually waste any attackers' time and stop them from advancing into attic. As you can see, there are a couple of street spawns, not all of them spawning here, and a couple of spawning near junkyard as well. One construction spawn as well, I believe. Yeah, so actually no, 3 street spawns. Thatcher just waiting there to see if anyone decides to run out from classroom or whatnot. The thermite actually so close. They're now droning into master bedroom, so that's efficient droning so far. Thermite repels into balcony. Glass now going into his power position. The Caveira has eyes on the Glass, and the first kill actually goes in favor of the attackers as the Jaeger, aggressively peeking the master bedroom doorway, is shot down by the Sophia, who doesn't lose a lot of health. The Scav on the flank though has not been spotted so far. Then Sophia will be looking to hold the flank of the Thermite, but it'll be very difficult for Sophia to hold it if the Caveira moves in from the main door and gets rid of the Thatcher underneath, as the master bedroom wall is quite easily opened up. This defense is not doing so well so far, as the smoke from the main big window is done, and the Legion just mows down the Jackals, and that's down to a 4v4. Glass peeking in is unable to find the Legion who is behind that mirror window, as we do have not a mirror window, actually just a reinforced wall. We do have a disconnect, so it's down to a 4v3 now. The attack is in the deficit. That's the Thatcher off the board as well, so all those Legion mines can rest safe, and a beautiful shot.
Now goes the Glass.
Yeah, the Glass not expecting the Valkyrie to peek from that angle, and it's completely obliterated. It's down to the Thermite.
Disconnect on the defensive side.
Yeah, this time on the defender's side. Fair enough. Only 50 seconds left on the board, and the Caveira makes quick work of the Thermite. They have called for a rehouse, so we will see how this one works out. Just waiting for an admin decision, and we will update you shortly. That's round number 2 going in the favor of the
We're going for
defenders.
a rehouse.
Yeah, we will be going for a rehouse, and we will be back with you soon. And we are live with after the rehost. 2-0 scoreline on the board in Oregon. A six pick off the Nomad to the Capital. Two very distinct two operators and useful operators as well, especially on that kitchen attack. The Capital can deny that bandit tricking that can happen on that small tower wall if there is a castle barricade preventing that. Yeah, so no castle being brought on kitchen defense is very unusual to see. Let's see how they decide to play this one out. The Maestro and the Valkyrie being brought, so two information gathering operators. Definitely a welcome change, I would say. Abhinandan just C4ing a barricade, just the perfect way to get rid of a barricade.
Perfect strats, man.
Yeah, he just
Never
yeah.
seen that strat before.
Yeah. It's new, man. It's pro league. You don't know.
I think it was an adrenaline rush.
Yeah, I would say so as well. Good drone economy by the attackers so far. They've lost only two, I think. Yeah, they lost two drones. That might Andy. Sophia drone. This run out cam by Valkyrie. If it lands on that tower, that's a very good vantage point for that camera, as there's four junkyard spawns. This looks to be a rush from junkyard, taking into small tower quickly, as the Thatcher and the Capital are quickly on that window, going on their drones. No one playing by the towers yet. Zofia moving in from construction, the lone attacker so far. She might be looking for a flank into the kitchen doorway or meeting.
Zofia sneaks in from behind without making any distinct noise. She can get a flank on the defensive side.
Yeah, that's a very that would be a very influential play. I think she's looking to clear into meeting, and there is no one playing in meeting so far. So 4 and 5, all 5 defenders are actually on site, apart from the dog, who is just sitting on the kitchen hall, the bathroom hallway next to the right stairs. Zofia has actually rotated into the right stairs window.
Abhinandan on the Capital, yeah.
So that's a lot of utility being lost by the attackers. That's the Capital, the fireballs.
Two fireballs and two smokes.
Yeah, so that's the two other sets of smokes. The glass will now need to clear out the ADSs set inside the site. And that's actually a very interesting cam. The one outside is not actually one because it landed inside the railings. The small tower wall has been breached. The smoke's going out. The glass actually has the diffuser. Interesting prospect. They could actually go for that diffuse plant. There's no one contesting the plant yet. With the correct smokes and the correct placement, they could actually go for that plant.
But let me remind you, they do have Maestro cam, so they have to watch out for that. They either have to use an EMP or one of the attackers has to get rid of the Maestro cam.
Yeah,
that is a really well placed Maestro cam.
I would say so as well. The Zofia will have a very hard time actually clearing out that, but another a refrag coming out to the Valkyrie and another kill by the Thatcher onto the dock. So it's down to 5v3 with only 45 seconds left. Zofia in that bathroom hallway has a lot of map control as the glass is actually smoked and moved in. Zofia just peeking into sight, the diffuser going down. Just look behind you, the Maestro is right on her heels. That's the first kill of the Jaeger. The diffuser not set as the thermite has been shot down. Zofia gets the refrag onto the Jaeger, so onto the Maestro actually. So it's a 1v2 with the glass versus the Jaeger and the Legion. Plat sound being played and a beautiful shot onto the Legion. The wall behind him has been opened up. The Jaeger is on very low health. He will peek and he will secure the kill onto the glass. A beautiful play by the Jaeger. He could have moved in from the back, realized that the glass has gotten off the plant and just peeks in, and beautiful shot.
Team Ray's just wrecking.
Yeah, beautiful play by Team Ray so far. That's 4-0. That's 3-0 so far. Ooh. 3-0 to Team Mystics. Not looking so good for Team Mystics yet. Wait. No. Oh, no. It is looking good for Team Mystics as Team Rays are just not ready yet. Rays are just not ready for the experience that Team Mystics bring to the table. I think the gridlock being picked up has to be six picked off because it's against the rules, and the Jackal being picked instead of a stronger gun does have a smoke. So yeah, I would pick Jackal in front of gridlock any day of the week. With that 2-speed operator, the smoke and the mute, the double SAS shotties being brought down. Probably the mute will have uh, the MP5 if he's not comfortable with the SMG11, but the smoke has to go with that SMG11 shotties loadout regardless. The Vigil being brought out, that might be the only roamer that they're actually bringing to this laundry defense. That's the way a lot of teams actually play this site. So what they do is they have one person holding down meeting from tower or like attic, and he will just waste as much time as he can so that the defenders on site, the defender side can have an easier time holding on that final push when the timer starts to tick down and the attackers go under pressure. The double heartbeat setup being brought out, so the Habana and the Thermite being brought out. Interesting choice. The Jackal, a hard counter for that. Vigil, interesting to see how he actually decides to push that Vigil away from his position. I don't know where the Vigil is exactly at right now. 4 people outside construction, by the way, and Vigil once again inside that attic. We've seen him here before. He wasn't caught. He wasn't caught when he was here before, and now the attack is actually moving into tower. Thatcher actually just in, as well as the Hibana moving into meeting. She might be meeting the Vigil here pretty soon, as the wall towards kitchen has also been impacted open with the Jaeger lurking close by. The Vigil actually finally gets Jackal tracked. The Jaeger peeks, gets a beautiful kill onto the Thatcher, and actually barely misses some shots onto the Hibana, and it's down to a trade. Jackal gets a beautiful kill onto the field, so that's all of the roam presence by the Team Mystics gone. And Team Rays finally looking to get that attacking round that they so desperately need.
Seems that they're coming back.
Opening up the hatches. Yeah, they've got all the hatches open up, looking for that vertical play as well. Getting rid of those mute jammers. I don't know why, but sure. Mute actually going for a flank. He's in main lobby, but I think he's spotted out. He does have that MP5K, so that long range capability, despite the fact that he has low damage. If he can land those shots, I'll be fine. Zane, Jackal's backing that Mute, so he has nowhere to go but down. Hibana actually just inside this red hallway, pushing into the electric room. The lack of mirror here finally playing against the defenders as they now have no idea that Hibana is right next to the door and knocking. Hibana rushes into the hallway. The smoke canister goes out preemptively. 30 seconds still left on the clock. Zofia with Thermite with the diffuser just staying there as Hibana pushes in and dies quickly to the Legion. And whoa, a beautiful double kill.
A comeback.
Yeah, that round surely looked like the Team Mystics were once again going to come back from that deficit and just hold on to their lives. But the Zofia there with the beautiful double kill behind that mirror wall, where the mirror usually puts a mirror down, and behind that stacks. Beautiful double kill in the end to finish off that round, to give Team Rays their first attacking round of this match.
That was really good attacking plays from Rays that round.
Yeah, on Oregon, yeah, it's looking up for them. On Oregon, you usually don't see people going for that roam clear. Usually you see people just focusing on the site and getting rid of as many people on site as possible. But the fact that they actually cleared out the 2 people, they realized that there were 2 people roaming, and cleared them out as quickly as they did, despite the fact that they did lose the Thatcher. The Thatcher did his job and did what he was supposed to do, was get inside and give out the information that was required. The refrag on that Thatcher by the Hibana was close. She did lose a lot of health, and then she was able to push on into tower. Beautiful take from tower, I would have to say. The lack of mirror definitely playing into that one, as they were just easily able to walk down the hallway into electric room. And now round number 5 underway, as Kid Storm being defended right now. Instead of going back to laundry, they're going for a Kid Storm defense. This camera, he's just unable to send it past that small hole in the barricade. Abhinandan on that bandit. Let's see what he will do. He'll probably put one of his bandit batteries, like 2 of the bandit batteries, on the wall inside generator room towards the master bedroom. Probably a couple on the barbed wires. Yep, there we go, those 2. And that's a very important position for the attackers, because if they can get that wall open, they have easy access into site and they can plant with the cover of the smokes. But there are no smokes in the attacker side, so it'll be interesting to see where they see, apart from the Jackal. Yes, the Jackal does have the smokes. But apart from that, that's the only set of smokes they have. 3 people outside the main balcony right now. That's the Thatcher and the Thermite and Jackal, with the Zafia just hanging outside the armory. And the first kill actually goes to the Jackal, who pushes in and gets rid of the bandit. So, but the bandit batteries are already down now. No possibility of bandit tricking. Zane's on those armory stairs and peeking into meeting instead of the other way around. Definitely an interesting play. Valkyrie inside this. And a team kill by the IQ onto the Thatcher. Thank God that he actually got rid of the bandit battery before he died, but unfortunately, one less claymore and one less gun on the attacker side to play with. Zafia inside armory, so that's a lot of control gained by the attackers. They have all their flanks covered. Jaeger playing very aggressively near that armory door. Valkyrie inside tower. Kaki on this Jaeger just peeking in, a very foolish play, I would say, but peeking into that breach, knowing that there's at least 2 to 3 people outside waiting to push. The smoke, that the Mute actually with that shotgun SMG-11 looking to see if he can stop anyone pushing in. Valkyrie just using his C4 to actually make a rotate into Attic, and not a very smart play, I would say, but she is able to stop the IQ dead in her tracks. Godsend actually put downed, as well as the Zafia. Zafia can actually withstand, but the Jackal is moving in, but no, she will decide to withstand herself, and the Mute is the only one who down. So it's down to 1v3 with Redshift versus the 3 attackers. Team Raze finally coming to life now, as Redshift has to clutch with only 20 seconds left. He only has to
Diffuser being planted.
The diffuser is being planted. He can't deny the diffuser, but he goes for the reset instead. Only 20 health, so this is not looking good for the defenders, as now the diffuser has been
planted.
Yo, beautiful shot onto the Thermite, immediately refragged by the Zafia. So it's down to the 1v2 with a very low health Mute and a very low health Zafia, and Jackal actually with half health. So if he can land his shots right now, this could be a clutch situation for Godsend, who was just brought back to life. He knows that there's no one outside that door. A beautiful shot onto Zafia, so it's down to a 1v1 with not a lot of time left on that diffuser. He has to stick it. There's no way he was going to that. And Jackal just comes in for the kill. Easy cleanup. Beautiful play
Wonderful
by the attackers.
Plays.
Yeah.
I have to say that Jaeger definitely played a little too aggressively. He shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, that aggressive play, I think, was where he actually cost his team the round, because had he stayed alive, had he been available for that final push, that would have been one additional gun to just spray down, make sure that no one's actually pushing into sight, and they're scared to push into sight and able to aid any of his fellow defenders in any way. And when that Mute went down outside White Stairs, that was just game over. The Legion was never getting out of that room alive. It was a miracle that it was actually the smokes inside generator for the plants that actually allowed him to rotate into White Stairs, get the revive, but there was no going far. He did try his best, but the mute was just unable to hold down that defuse. And now 3-2, they're going back to the Kid Storm side. They realize the mistakes that they've made, bringing that Ella now instead and the Caveira. So no Valkyrie being brought, no information ops apart from that Ella, who can probably just use, who has passive intel rather than active intel with those ice cream cones or the Grismot mines. It'll be interesting to say how they play her, because there's so many ways to actually play Ella on this site. You could have her anchoring down inside White Stairs with her powerful gun. She could be roaming inside Armory or inside Kid's Dome or wherever you want to actually play her. She's a very versatile operator for the site. The double Heart Breach being brought out by the attackers once again. Let's go. A very similar lineup actually. Wouldn't you say, Bunny?
Yes. It seems that Team Raze is learning as the rounds go, as the rounds are progressing. They're learning as the rounds are progressing, and they're just getting better. So it seems to me that I can't really tell which team is going to win.
Yeah.
With Raze's comeback that's coming up.
Yeah, 3-2, last round on this half. The comeback is still very possible. Hibana, just outside this fight window, doesn't realize the Caveira is hot on her heels. She does finally make some noise with that. I think she breached that wall. No, she didn't break that barricade, so her position is yet not given away. Waiting if anyone will decide to push her instead of the other way around. Jaeger playing inside Armory, a very precarious situation for him if he decides to peek the Zofia, but Zofia is not very concerned with the Jaeger himself. Ella actually playing inside Generator, so the Caveira is finally Jackal tracked, and she decides to just retreat back into sight. Standing on top of a soft hatch is not a very smart play. If the Jackal actually decides to just decides to push into pantry and use that Jackal track to just open the hatch, that'll be a free kill for either one of them. Because if the Caveira is ready for him and the Jackal isn't, so that could be an easy kill for the Caveira and the other way around, depending how it plays out. And
that could be the Caveira's plan after all.
It could very well be 4 people outside. I think one of the Thatcher nades was actually caught by the Jaeger ADS inside the closet, so that's a very cheeky play by the defenders, as now the new jammer has been popped up, the generator wall opened up, Ella's position is given away. She's just prone, peeking into the breach. The Thatcher will get some damage, but this low DPS gun of Ella will not be able to secure the kill. A position given away, but the Jaeger comes in from the Armory. They just did not clear into Armory. What are they doing? As 3 attackers, 3 defenders inside Kids, and 1 inside Armory. That's a perfect crossfire as the Jaeger gets another kill onto the Zofia, and a beautiful shot and a 4K by the Jaeger. So it's down to an ace by the Jaeger onto the Thermite outside. Thermite gets the kill onto the Ella. The Jaeger Unreland then peaks, and I believe that was the Vigil who did get the final kill, or the
and there's Mystics winning. So
yeah, so that's
I guess Raze wasn't able to at that point take that match, get that match in.
Yeah, the fact that they
still
let
don't
the
doubt
Jaeger
them.
Yeah, I don't doubt them either, but the fact that they let Jaeger play inside Armory for that long, just letting him stay in there and not doing anything about it, not rappelling up, no nades, no shooting from below, he was just able to just sit there, wait for intel, and then peek into whatever came into him. Finally, there was someone who was moving up from the Armory stairs, but that was a beautiful shot on the Jaeger spot. Not taking anything away from Jaeger. There was some amazing shots onto the attackers, but just letting him do that, not punishing him in any way, I have to really question Raze's ability on that.
Absolutely.
And now we switch the attacking sides. Team Rays are now on the attack. Let's see how on the defense now. So let's see how they deal with that. Skrix, who was on that mainly on that thermite and support operators, is now
This
on.
I am excited to see how Raze is going to defend.
Yeah,
If they're able to defend well, then they have a chance to come back from this.
they do.
If not, then
It's game over.
it really is.
Yeah, bringing the Capcan right off the bat, I have to say, it's a bold move by Team Rays. Possibly expecting a rush. The Ying being brought out by the attackers. They might have seen her
I
and
have
realized.
a strong sense of feeling that Ying might go
Rush?
for breach rush, hard breach rush into Kid's Dome, but
Yeah, she is
let's see
still
what she
outside,
decides to do.
rotating around. Yeah, she is looking to go for that play. Outside, making sure her crouch button works.
They do have 2 trap operators. They have Legion and they have Captain, so they've got that strength with them.
Yeah, they are prepared for any and all rush strats that could be. That's a beautiful Val camp, by the way. I don't know where she threw that
That's on the.
out from. That's on the tower. Yeah, but it's from
I
the
think she ran
tower
out from
window.
the big tower window.
Yeah,
And
I
then
think
vaulted
so.
back in.
Yeah, that window's open. Yep, that's a beautiful cam right there. And it's so perfectly hidden in that white strip, just next to that white strip in the shadow. And if you're not looking for that cam, you're never gonna find it. As the Twitch is actually just down.
Twitch has been down.
Yeah,
Did she fall down from the roof?
Yep, she definitely fell down from the roof. The way she was just nodding her head just shows that she definitely fell from the roof. Just some miscalculation, misplay, nothing to worry about yet, as Mystics is able to just recover Twitch. Back to 20 health, unfair, unfortunate, but at the same time they still have that really overpowered gun of the Twitch, and a beautiful shot by Abhinandan on 20 health, still able to get rid of that Valkyrie. So that's the 1 C4 off the board. Still 2 left with the Capcan and the Bandit. So let's see how they play that out. So here you go. The Jaeger is now pressured from that window. That's what I was talking about in the last round. The Jaeger inside the armory was able to play loosely, play comfortably, and now he's being pressured by Rev Shift on that rappel. Thatcher on rappel though, with still 2, and Thatcher in his pocket is very dangerous, but I don't think they need him anymore for that push, as Godsend just peppering the side with bullets. As another rappel, and the Ying Candelas finally go out, the push drone coming in. They realize that they have actually downed the Capcan just on the hatch. He's just barely on the hatch. I don't think that hatch is open, but if it was, then he would just easily just fall down.
I don't think they know he's there either, so he might be just safe for now.
Going down.
Yeah, and that's an easy confirmed kill on that Jaeger. This on the
Jaeger's
Capcan.
not at a good spot.
Yeah, he has.
Hallway is being covered by Thatcher from the main window.
Yeah,
as he bolts in.
that's such a bad timing by the Jaeger as he moves out just as the Thatcher moves in, and the Thatcher finally confirms the kill on the Jaeger. For so long they were just battling out inside Armory, and now finally Redshift able to confirm the kill onto the Jaeger. So 5-2, first attack.
Ray is unfortunately not able to defend as well as they were able to attack.
Yeah, this is looking quite bleak for Team Rays right now, I have to say. Team Mystics just obliterating all opposition so far. Anything that Team Rays can come up with, any strategy that they come up with, Team Mystics are just ready for it, and they're just winning their gunfights. I would say it's not only about strategy. They just did a very simple strategy. They just pressure the guy in Armory. They open up the double window. They opened a breach into generator, and they just moved in. There was nothing so special about it. They didn't do any tower takes. They didn't do any white stairs takes. They just moved in and they won their gunfights. That's all they did, and that's all it comes
like
down
I
to
said
in the
before,
end.
what I noticed with Team Rays is that they're more of a team that learns as the rounds progress. So, but they don't have that many rounds to.
They only have like 2 left now.
Yeah, they don't have that many rounds to learn that progression that they need to defend well. So they only got this round left, I believe. So know, and let's see what they do.
Yeah, I would be interested to see what loadout the Kaid is bringing this time. If you could just, yeah, so he's bringing the AUG. That's the second time we're seeing that AUG with that sniper pistol. Once again, the sniper pistol was nerfed, so it's not very viable anymore, and you really need that long range sight, especially holding down laundry from like the wide hallway or anywhere else. God Sent and the Zafia, the only two operators by the junkyard side, and 3 street spawns as well. Abhinandan just droning, meeting, making sure everything's is clear. Just that flurry of drones inside meeting.
That's a new
Zane,
one.
Zane looking to kite trick the hatch. He realizes that his utility is very important. The mute jammer currently holding down the hatch, and if that grenade goes in, he will throw in the kite as soon as possible, and hopefully that will get rid of any um, utility that they might need. And mute actually mute tricking the hatch as well, so that's two operators dedicated to one hatch and one utility. So fair play to them. They don't have a reinforcement inside closet, so no one actually deciding to play inside closet as well. They do have a maestro. I don't know where they've placed the maestro camps, but they must be in crucial positions if they do decide to go for a yeah, that one maestro camp on the laundry hatch is one that Zofia might be easily able to take out, but Kaid actually just moving towards the top as one of the Hibana pellets are tricked. Sledge just forcing the Kaid to move back as he opens up that booth. Rook Fat AF actually gets the first kill onto the Zofia, so the Maestro cams can now actually just stay safe as only the Sledge can get personal with them and get rid of them, but apart from that there's no way they can actually get rid of them. The hatch still has not been opened up. It's only 1 minute left on the round. Mystics are really confused as to what they actually want to do with this map, with this round so far, as Redshift will just try to brute force his way into the site. I think he does hear Kai just right on top of the laundry machine. Kai looking for any drones that might go. Oh, the drone actually missed him. I don't think that drone saw him. There's 3 people right on the other side of that railing, 3 people on that ring. So that's a lot of information that the Kite is able to gather just by staying in that one position and not moving at all. That's the second last smoke of the attackers. Zofia is standing inside the smoke and going for a plant. Kite is right there. Right in
They're
front of the
planting straight up.
Yeah, but a beautiful kill by the Kite as he goes to confirm the second one as well onto the Jackal.
Oh.
A 1v1 in the end with the third Thatcher versus the Kite, and the Thatcher is unable to confirm the kill as
That
he
was
moves
a
in.
very aggressive move from Mystics. I think they just wanted to end the round. They were going in very strong, very brave, and
Yeah,
that was just too much.
too much.
That's not how it works.
No, but I have to say it almost worked. Had that Kite not done what he did, that was a very smart and a very
And had
200
that
IQ
smoke
play.
lasted longer. But smokes
No,
don't last that long.
it wasn't just the smoke. The Kite knew that the plant is going down, and he was right there. He just had to guess one of the 3 possible spots and shoot before he was shot down, and he just did. There was only 3 possible positions where the Zofia could have been planting. It wasn't right in his feet. It wasn't behind in the other corner of the site, and it was only the top of the stairs where she could have possibly planted, and he just pre-fired it down there. So that was a pretty
See, this is
easy
what I was
cleanup.
talking about. Team Rays just keeps they learn as the rounds progress, and they seem to just keep getting better as the rounds progress. So let's see how this round goes for their defense.
5-3 scoreline once again. A Nomad being brought out, so that's good. Good adaptability I'm seeing by Team Mystics once again. Bringing that Nomad. Nomad on Oregon is so frustrating to play against. You can literally use one air jab and defend so many flanks. You can get rid of so many flanks with just one air jab. It's honestly, especially on a site like Kids Dorms, once it's in a retake position where you have to actually, the defenders have to retake the site and you have air jabs set on the only 2 doors they can come in from, then it's just hell for the defenders. So it's really interesting to see where the Nomad actually decides to use her air jabs as we go into, which could possibly be 1 round off of the match point. Abhinandan aggressively once again moving into showers, peeking into kitchen. I don't think there's been any droning, and they don't realize, and they do realize that there is someone right inside that kitchen. They just don't know where exactly he is. Abhinandan might just fall back and go on his drone, as the sledge is also trying to aid Abhinandan on his quest to get rid of this Jaeger. The Jaeger will just fall a bit further back. He doesn't fall completely back. He doesn't give the position away to the attackers, as now he's just falling back. He's running into classroom. So that's fair play. That's half of the round just gone. 2 attackers that could have possibly been helping in the site push are now just outside waiting for the Jaeger to move and do anything, but now the Jaeger is easily able to rotate back into sight, and once again that precarious position that we've seen a Jaeger play in for so many rounds now. He's just staying there as we're only 1 minute 20 1 minute 20 seconds left on the clock. The vigil on these laundry stairs could be very influential, because if he has his aura on and he's not detected by the attackers, Abhinandan just moving past him, the vigil might be able to catch him, and no, he just missed Abhinandan. Just missed him as he ran into meeting. He must have heard him, but yeah, Mystic knows that Abhinandan knows that he's there, and that's a beautiful shot onto the vigil. I have to say that vigil, had he peak a little earlier before he went into meeting, that would have been such a free kill onto the Twitch, and this round could have gone such a different way, as a breach has been made onto the generator wall and the Jaeger is just playing right next to it. That's a very precarious position, and there's no cover from the right hallway apart from that Legion holding down a very long angle from the deep into dorms.
They're trying to be very careful right now, but they're really losing time on this.
Yeah, they're wasting so much time, as there's also 1 defender inside tower that they've not accounted for yet. The Jaeger finally put down as the Tush moves in from right stairs. The Legion gets rid of the thermite, and beautiful shot from Doc inside Kids, down to a 2v2, 5 seconds left. It's a 2v1, the diffuser being planted. The Kaid is hot on the heels of that. And there we go, the Nomad air jabs finally coming into play, as the Kaid is unable to retake into sight. And Mystics go into the next match with a win. Beautiful round by, well, actually no, never mind, that's go into match point. The Nomad play there was absolutely brilliant. The fact that the Kaid was unable to move in and stop that diffuser from being planted was the winning factor for that round. Had he been able to move into sight and get rid of that, the Hibana who was staking that diffuse plant on that 0-0 mark, it would have been round over. There was nowhere the sledge could have recovered fast enough.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Beautiful play by the Nomad, making sure to save a utility for as long as possible.
They were also being very careful as compared to the round before, where they were rushing in.
Yeah.
Mystics.
Before Mystics it was
Raze. Mystics.
The
attackers won, so Mystics. Yeah, so it's 6-3 now on match point. Raze looking to pull out all the stuff, pulling out the pulse. That's might be the first pulse we're seeing of this match with the Kapkan. Kapkan has been a very consistent pick now, so not very surprising. The Nomad being brought out. Once again, she proved very useful last time around when they attacked Kids. Going back to Kids, knowing that the Nomad will be in play, it'll be interesting to see how they switch around their defense to account for the Nomad and to account for the fact that it's difficult for them to retake within the presence of that nomad. It'll be interesting to see where this pulse is playing. There we go. Once again, this attic position is being utilized so perfectly by the defenders, not opening either of the walls of the attic and just climbing up the stairs, not allowing the attackers any information as to whether the attackers are whether the defender is there or not. Scrakes on that Legion just on top of the white stairs. A very powerful position for a Legion to hold. He can easily hold this for as long as he wants to, as long as he's not pushed from multiple angles. He can just stay here for as long as he wants. Wicked has been damaged. I'm presuming this was from a Twitch drone. Had he come in contact with one. Just going through the cams, making sure everything is clean and clear as we've already 1 minute into the round and the attackers haven't done anything specific. They've droned out Armory. They realize the Armory is clear. Nomad of Khaki just moving in, making sure she takes his control before it's given away. 1 minute 30 on the clock as the first kill goes to Godsend on that sledge, I believe, or Thatcher, I can't really tell. But Nomad on half health, brought down by the Doc, I believe. Or yeah, so Twitch on the attic window. That's a very interesting play. So if she can hold any rotations from that Legion into the generator site, if they can breach that wall with Hibana, and actually no, Godsend is put down by Legion on that white side. He's playing very beautifully. He realized that he actually gets another kill onto the Twitch this time, so it's down to a 3v2 with the Legion on white stairs in a very powerful position. They have no idea where he is. Only 45 seconds left. He is blinded. Thatcher moving from below him. He will come into contact with a lot of Legion mines. Perfect use of his utility, getting rid of both of the Legion mines set on that stairs. 30 seconds left on the clock. They have to go for the defuse plant. And Skrix actually moves in, gets rid of the Thatcher. And the Nomad actually goes down. It's down to the Hibana in a 1v2. Can she finish off this round? She pushes in, gets rid of the Legion, but unfortunately the crossfire set out by the Capcan. Beautiful play, beautiful.
On Ray's winning this round.
Yeah, I have to say that was beautiful.
Ray's coming back.
Yeah. Patience by the Capcan, just sitting there waiting for the attacker to push them, realizing that the time is low and they have to push. I don't think they knew that they're down the Nomad. I'm not sure they did, but they definitely held their ground and got that win. And now,
who knows? We may be coming with another draw in this game as well.
We might be looking at another draw. That's very right. It's still match point, 6-4. Team Mystics have 2 rounds. Yeah, they have 2 rounds to actually clean up this win. Redshift is going from Twitch to Twitch in that 6-pick. It's teasing that 6-pick, making sure that it's correct and it's still working. Only the Hibana being brought out, so no Thermite, realizing that they're going for a laundry defense. The Thermite would not be very useful, but at the same time, the Hibana pellets are much more easily kite tricked. So, and the kite is being brought out by the defenders. So, let's see how that goes out, how he decides to use his ability, how he decides to stop the Hibana from actually breaching into the hatches. Rook, fat AF, actually picking Duck over Rook. That's very blasphemous to his name, and the fact that he's actually playing Duck. Yeah, that is hypocrisy.
That's you right there.
I don't think that sort of language is appropriate for the stream, San, but okay. So you can see the sled just rappelling into the bedroom balcony, and 2 people going into garage, and that's a quick garage take with 30 seconds in. They want to move in as soon as possible. Abhinandan on that Hibana this time. So switching those roles around, making sure that everyone can play any operator that they're given. Sledge now moving into the master bedroom. I've been on this droning site, making sure everything's clear. What is Sledge doing? I want to see what Sledge is doing because he is upstairs. He's the only one upstairs. Yeah, there we go. He's just opened up this floor and now he moves down the armory stairs. There's a castle barricade in his way and that's just easy for him. And the Jaeger inside kitchen actually picking off the kill, and Thatcher missing out some crucial shots onto the Jaeger, but he's finally put down. They might not realize this, but they will quickly convert. But that's a lot of utility being wasted on him. But the Hibana finishes the kill onto the Jaeger. So it's down to 4v4 with half the round still left. So fair play on the Jaeger for wasting a lot of time. But now the Hibana will just aggressively peek into the site. The Kaid moving in towards that laundry stairs position that he was before. The attackers must be aware of it. They must realize that he is there and he's trying to make as little noise as possible despite the fact that he is a 3-speed. 1 minute left on the clock. The hatch is now finally opened up. There's still confusion as to where he wants to use his other last Hibana Pele. He might just be looking for a peek hole into the site. Godsend though going on that solo flank towards tower stairs. In the absence of the mirror, this tower flank could be very costly for the defenders. As Redshift on that Thatcher, I think he spots the feet of the Kaid. He does put down some low health and a beautiful shot onto the Kaid. So that's the strong Kaid position on top of that. Laundry stairs gone. Deadeye just peeking in from the Twitch. Only 30 seconds left on the clock. They do have the diffuser. They do have the time. The smokes. No smokes on the board though.
They only have 20 seconds. They need to go down there and plant right now.
Yeah, they need to go in. They need to start planting. And a beautiful nade by Godson gets rid of the Legions. It's down to a 2v4 with only 10 seconds on the clock. They need to go for the diffuse. 4v1. Doc left, and it's a beautiful cleanup by the Hibana pushing into side, and that's GG on the scoreboard. Redshift and Abhinandan, 10 kills. Beautiful play right there.
And Team Mystics with that win.
Yeah, Team Mystics getting that amazing 7-4 victory as they get the complete 3 points on the board. Redshift with that Thatcher, despite the fact that Thatcher isn't known to be a frag operator, just fragging out of his mind. That Kai spot on the top, beautiful play by him.
I have to say, Rays did not make it easy for them, but
they did. They tried their best, but I have to say, Team Mystics were just ready for everything, and they were just adapting so much, and they were all just ready for everything that Team Rays were putting in front of them.
Absolutely.
And yeah, so that will be it from us for day 1 of Rainbow Six Pro League. Team Mystics win their match for today, and we will see you tomorrow for day 2 of Rainbow Six Pro League.